God bless. How's it going? My name is Mar Delgado Jr., also known as First Love Drummer. Now, this video, I would like to show you what I'm going to do with my Proform Series bass drum I have right here. There's like my bass drum spur leg somehow is currently damaged and I had to replace it. About like 2 weeks ago, I ordered those Pro Export bass drum spurs. It's from Exports. Come with one pair or two pairs, I should say. Around $62 I order on eBay. A little bit pricey for that, but at least I need it. The one I have on my bass drum right here, the socket somehow is currently damaged, and I had to either replace it or buy a new wing nut. So somehow I just bought myself a new Yamaha wing nut to make a perfect fit to the bass drum spur brackets. But somehow it's only temporarily. So then I just ordered these on eBay. So right now I'm gonna replace it. And for this video, I'd like to show you how to replace all the drum parts that, like, say if you have a used drum set that you don't have parts and you need a replacement parts or new parts. So this is what I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with these. Okay, so here you are. This is my Proform Series bass drum I have right here. So right now I'm gonna show you first of all how to remove the tension rods right here. The tension rods right here. These the brackets, I believe that's what it's called. The hoop and the bass drum resonant head right here. So all you need, I know I have a key right here. All you need is a drum key. Mine is the Zildjian key right here, is the letter Z right here, see, as you can see. So what we're gonna do, I don't know if you could see it from that angle. I'm gonna start from here, start to loosen little by little, about 1/4 inch, but I just go all the way. So I just go around, keep going around until you feel loose, until you could feel how loose enough as it is, or you can see if it starts to move. Now some bass drum, you don't need any key, because like the tension rod has like a letter T on it. That's a vintage or old school tension rods, which somehow you don't see it more often. But right now, like little by little, in a new age, right now all we need is the drum key for you to tighten up or to loose, or whatever it is you're required to do. My last video, I did a little tour in Hammond, Indiana, La Iglesia Peña or whatever. I just recently upgraded to the Evans level 360 with the same series called the EQ3. I had a recently Evans EQ3 Resonance, only because that one wasn't upgraded until I discovered the Evans already upgraded the drum heads to level 360. In this case, my the Evans EQ3, somehow I had the bass drum, the little old reinforcer ring called the bass drummos. They have like variety sizes, but the only thing I could find is 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches. But in Guitar Center or Samash, they don't have 5 inches, so I just ordered one of these on eBay. But then I just upgraded to Evans EQ3 with a level 360, and I thought I would like to give it a try with the kick port right here, enforcer ring, to see how that goes. So I played it in a church or in Peña de Ore. So I tested with the kick port, and then I thought it looks pretty cool. So I like it between the kick port right here and the bass drummers. mind you, I put the little the adhesive ring. For some reason that one to absorb the vibration. On the other hand, it looks kind of ugly, messing up my drum heads. So in this case, the next time I'm gonna upgrade like this, I'm not gonna put nothing like with adhesive on it. It might look ugly. Alright, somehow I halfway through to loose all the tension rods. Mind you, the tension rods has the little washers right here, so don't ever lose them again. Don't ever lose them. Don't leave them out of your sights. So you just make sure you gotta know where you put it. Otherwise, you might lose it. Then it's gonna mess up the brackets right here. All right. So now I got my 22-inch hoop right here. And here's one of my my Evans EQ3 resonance upgraded to level 360 with the kick pour mic. How do you call it? Reinforcement. Okay, so I'm gonna place it right here. Right now, inside the bass drum is right here. It's filled up with the pillows and the Evans EQ pad right there. I thought I would like to lean in against the batter head right there. All right, we're gonna move on to the next part right now because my battery is dying. But I'll be right back real quick. All right, stick around. Okay, so I'm back. Right now I have my bass drum open. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna replace my bass drum spur brackets. Let me just show you which one I'm pointing at. This one right here, if you look at it, let's see. See, if you look at the 3 screws right there. There's screws right there, with the big washers right there. Right here. That's where I'm going to replace the bass drum spur brackets with the Pearl exports. Supposedly I found on the internet. I do some research with if I could find another replacement parts for the bass drum for the Pearl Form series. It's the only thing they found is the spur brackets for the Pearl exports. Supposedly, they said it was also fit for the Pearl Forum. Supposedly, so the only thing to check out to see if it's true, I'm gonna replace the damaged spur brackets I just have right here with the Pearl export spur brackets I just ordered off from eBay. So without further ado, let's do it. Although you want to be careful not to let the screws fall and land it on the bass drum. Otherwise, you might damage it, and then perhaps you might not know if it could puncture really hard. Sometimes it's best not to put it too tight to the bass drum. Otherwise, you might damage the screw. You might want to be prepared yourself, because as a drummer, you might need a tool. So you need our star screws, such as this one right here, or like some of the bass drum carries a hex. The outside has a hex on it, so you might need the hex sockets. So So I'm gonna try with this one is 8/8. So now this won't fit. However, that's why being a drummer, you had to be more prepared how you handling all the drums or how to take care of it. So I'm gonna start with 5/16 to see if this can fit perfectly anyway. There you go. Oh, there you go. See, here to compare to the left one I have right here. The screw is perfectly normal, while this one is currently damaged. So that's what I had to use the 5/16 stainless steel hex sockets, as you can see right here. Yeah. I don't know about you, but like in my opinion, some drums has a hex screws outside. You might need a hex socket to remove it. You know, some of them uses Phillips screws or uses a star screws. Okay, so here it is. This is my Perform series bass drum Spurs. Right now they see the Yamaha wing nuts, which I put it on my Spurs because my dad tried to make the socket a little to make it brand new, so then my original wing nuts could fit. However, it's already damaged, and I had to buy the wing nuts, the Yamaha wing nuts, to make it fit. And besides, this is temporarily, so I guess this has got to go. However. See, I just bought this the Export series, excuse me, the Pro Export, and supposedly it looks the same thing. Well, except I grabbed the wrong one. However, if they say this Pro Export can fit to the bass drum, then this Pro Export becomes universal. So it could fit to the Pro Export and Pro Forum series. Alright, so right now I'm gonna have to unscrew these. And better yet, this Pro Export came with the black screws with a black washer, so I thought it looks pretty neat. To be honest, I played the Pro Exports with 7 pieces drum kits with black shells, black hardwares, black brackets, black tension rods, you name it. And I thought it looks pretty neat. Alright. So right now I'm gonna try to do is to insert the brackets into the 3 holes right here. Here we go. Alright, so then it fixed nicely. So we're gonna all I can do right now is I'm gonna tighten up with the black screws first. It's better to tighten off first and then, you know, to screw it in with a screwdriver to secure it in tight, as you can see right now. Okay. So there it is. Now it's secured. It looks exactly the same thing of the original Pearl funnel spur brackets, and better, like I said before, I just bought 2 pair of these for $62 on eBay, so it's not pretty bad. It's not bad at all. Although the only thing what kills me is it doesn't match with the rest of the screws to the spur brackets. but it's not going to be noticed as long as it's not noticeable outside. So that being said, now we're going to have to put back everything exactly how it is. So now let's focus onto the bass drum, shall we? Okay, I'm gonna have to put the pillows back exactly how it is, so then I can lay down on the floor. Just to let you know, I put the pillows right here just to muffle the resonant head, so that way it doesn't create overtone, somewhat at least. Alright, let's put these Evans CQ3 back how it is. Mind you, because I have the pillow and then I have the kick port, which somehow the only thing what kills me is the pillow gets in my way, and it's hard for me to put it back exactly how it is unless you know what you're doing. So okay, I also wanted to keep the Evans logo like facing down the floor, so then it'll be much more neat. And plus, to unlike the spur brackets right here, well, you're not gonna see on my the right one because my knees is blocking the view. Plus, I'm in the basement with insufficient space. Alright, so now we're gonna put back the my Pearl 22-inch hoop, bass drum hoop. Notice right here that if you can see like a little crack, the little line right here. So that's why I'm gonna keep it hidden when it faces the floor. That way, nobody can peel it off. That way, nobody can mess around with it. Now, what I'm gonna do is put everything back exactly how it is. Just exactly how it is. Now, may I remind you, remember I said earlier that do not ever lose these washers right here, otherwise you might lose it forever, and then you're gonna damage the brackets right here. So I'm gonna start right here. Okay, so I just placed two on top, on the north. Then I'm gonna place the other two on the one on the northeast, the other one on the northwest. Or I should say on east and west. So whatever you guys like to call it. Then I'm gonna put another one right here on a southeast and a southwest. Last but not least, put these two babies to south. Okay, so they said to put everything back, the tension rods back is you have to do a finger tightening at first, all the way through, and then you had to use the drum key just to tighten in a 1/4 inch. But I just do it all the way so I could get a better sound, like so. Oh, let me just give you a heads up. If you have a used drum set, if you have a used drum set, like if it's vintage, or if it's it's back from the 70s, the 80s, or the 90s, or however, you just gotta use drum set, and then somehow it seems like in a brand new condition. Some tension run is not gonna fit in. You have to use the drum key just to at least force a little bit, so then it could fit nicely, and then the rest you have to figure tighten all the way through until it becomes tightened just using your fingers. Okay, looks like it's all the way in. Just gotta double make sure to see if it's finger tightened enough as it is. That way you can tighten up with your so it could be tight enough with your keys. First of all, you have to tighten up to make sure it's tight enough with your fingers, and then you're gonna do it with the keys. As for my drum kit, I bought the Evans E-ring. This is the standard one, as you can see right here on top of the barcode. I don't know if you can see, it says ER standard. So that's the ER stands for Evans Evans ring. So for the Evans ring right here, I don't know about Remo, but the Evans instruction, it has specific lugs for the drums, the way how it's tightened in order. So like for in this case, my bass drum comes 8 for the total of 16. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start my bass drum has 8 lugs, so I'm gonna start with the middle one. See, it's right here, 8 lugs drum. So I'm gonna start in the middle. First, the top is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm gonna do it right now on the bass drum, as you can see right now. I'm gonna start, well, not all the way through though, because it's already tightened, and somehow the bass drum head, you know, it's not necessarily to tight all the way through. Okay, so that's already 3. See, like this one, like I said earlier, you want to double check the lugs is tight enough as it is with your fingers. However, like this one is still loose. Okay, so that's 1/4 inch. See, like this one right here, I missed it. Oh, I missed it. That's 4. This one should be number 5. I'm sorry about that. This one should be 6. Since I already tied this one number 7, might as well I had to jump all the way to 8. Okay. It's still loose. I just rotate all the way like a 1/2 inch. Sometimes a 1/4 inch, or sometimes it doesn't need to be tightened all the way. Actually, it's sounding a little bit too high. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna rotate one time. I'm gonna lose one time around, because I want to have a better quality sound. Quick notice right here, although the resonant head is 1 ply, so you might want to be careful not to tighten too much. That leaves if you put it too tight, that's gonna leave vulnerable children like that play around with your drums. They could puncture really hard with a stick, with a pen, with a needle, you name it. And then it's gonna be a little bit expensive. Cost like $15 for a resonant head, I believe. Well, like for especially this one, don't let do not tighten too much. It's very very fragile. You know, it's gonna cost you a lot of money. Most of the resin head is 1-ply. Some of the better head is 1-ply or 2-ply. So let's just loosen up a little bit. Too loose. There you go. That's how it is. So there you have it, folks. That's what I'm gonna show you. What I'm gonna do with my bass drums. I somehow removed the tension rods, the brackets, the 22-inch hoop, the drum heads. And lastly, what I did is replace the Pro 4 bass drum spur brackets, the one that is currently damaged. So then I replaced it with the Pro Export, which is how it becomes universal with the Pro 4. As you can see right now, I don't know if I show you like directly in front of the camera, but right here, this is what I have so far. No, excuse me, not this one. This one right here. This is the Pro Form series, the original spur brackets. As you can see right here, I'm gonna remove the wing nuts to show you how it looks like. As you can see, the socket right here is wide, big. My dad trying to fix it, and you know this is a no-go. So, and right here, these are the Yamaha wing nuts I just bought for $3.99, I believe, in Guitar Center. So that, like I said, this I just bought this to secure the bass drum spur brackets. Somehow, right now it doesn't want to go deep. Oh no, it does. See, it fits real nicely. However, this is only temporarily. Now it is totally gone. However, I'm still gonna keep it until, well, what I'm gonna do with it. Thanks for watching. If you have any suggestions, write down in the description box. Write down below the description box. Or if you have any questions or anything else, if you like it or not, just write. Go ahead, just leave it there. Leave it on me. All right. Thank you for watching. For my next agenda, which somehow in December, I'm not gonna tell you specifically what day I'm going, because it's between the 14th or the 20th. It's gonna be on Saturday, which somehow I'm gonna be all the way down to Hammond, Indiana, in La Iglesia Peña de Ore with my buddy Daniel Torres. Which we're gonna do another session, drumming session, or another jam practice, tours, whatever is on my agenda. I'm gonna bring all my drums right here, fully upgraded, my hardwares and cymbals and all that stuff. Hopefully we're gonna do I'm gonna do more better on my tour, supposedly, because I didn't give enough specific details, or I did not explain very clear enough. So forgive me about that. But most important part, this video, this is exactly what I'm gonna show you in my video, is what I'm doing right now. So like I say, if you have any suggestions, or, well, let's just put it this way, if you have any suggestions, then please leave a comment on the description box. Until then, I'll see you in Iglesia Peña de Ore. God bless you all. Have a great day.